¿Qué pasó, güey? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl. Welcome back to the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show. On today's episode, I'm going to be giving you my prediction for the upcoming bout between Canelo Alvarez and Liam Beefy Smith. As always, I'm going to discuss both fighters' attributes, talk about some of the recent fights, and then I'm going to give you my prediction as to who I see taking this one. We'll start off with Liam Smith. Liam Smith is 28 years old. He's listed at standing at 5 feet 10 inches. He has a 69-inch reach, and he holds a record of 23 victories with no losses and 1 draw. 13 of those victories come by way of knockout. Liam Smith is an aggressive boxer who, for the most part, prefers to be on the inside and pressure his opponent. There are moments where he's effective boxing from the outside, but he's not very consistent with that style, and we haven't seen how effective he is boxing from the outside against a world-class opponent. Smith mixes up his punches well. He's got some good body shots, particularly the hooks to the body. He throws those very well, and the hook to the body is going to be a key tool for him against Canelo if he wishes to exploit Canelo's problems with fatigue. Liam Smith has a very solid chin. I think that his chin is probably his strongest attribute, and that's another thing that he's going to need against Canelo, who has big time power. And Liam Smith has great conditioning. It's that stamina that has allowed him to remain undefeated. He pressures his opponents and is able to maintain that pace while his opponent breaks down and his activity slows, and Beefy either stops them or he takes the decision. The biggest weakness or flaw that Liam Smith possesses is the defensive holes in his style. He's not hard to hit. He gets punched on a consistent basis with hard shots and combinations. He basically lets his opponent get off on the inside with combinations, and he blocks the shots as best he can. And when the opponent finishes that last punch in the combination, Liam Smith immediately returns fire with a combination of his own, and he waits for the opponent to break down and slow down, and he takes advantage of that. His opponents haven't been able to exploit those defensive flaws in his style because Liam Smith has a very good chin. But against an opponent like Canelo Alvarez, who has the type of power that will make your ass go night-night, like he did with Amir Khan and James Kirkland, you have to wonder whether that chin that Liam Smith possesses is going to be able to carry him through the fight. And like I said, Liam Smith is not a big puncher. He's only got 13 knockouts to his name. However, he has stopped his last 3 opponents. In the fight versus John Thompson, which was the fight where he captured the WBO belt, John Thompson got off to a good start, was landing combinations on Smith. You saw the defensive flaws in Liam Smith's style. However, Thompson really didn't have any power to exploit those flaws. He's got soft-ass Weber's bread hands. And after the 5th round, Thompson began to really slow down, and Beefy Smith just started whooping his ass, landing at will, and then knocked him the fuck out. Smith then fought Jimmy Kelly. Entertaining fight to watch. He eventually broke down Jimmy Kelly in the later rounds and stopped him late in that fight. In his most recent fight, he fought Predrag Radosevich, and he ended up getting an early stoppage. He looked very good in that fight. Alright, so now let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is 26 years old. He's listed as standing at 5 feet 9 inches. He has a 72-inch reach, and he holds a record of 47 victories with 1 loss and 1 draw, and 33 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Canelo Alvarez is a power puncher, especially at 154. I think that he hurts anybody at junior middleweight. For his size and body type, he has very fast hands. He's got some solid footwork. Depending on who he's fighting, he could either look like he has great footwork and great upper body movement, or it'll look like he's got ankle weights on. Canelo Alvarez also mixes up his punches well to the head and body, and while he has power, he doesn't just look for one big shot. He consistently throws in combination. And Canelo Alvarez has a solid chin. The only time that we've seen him seriously hurt is when he fought Miguel Cotto's retarded brother. And he was rocked in that fight. Miguel Cotto's brother seriously hurt him. But other than that moment, Alvarez's chin has held up in his other fights. Canelo Alvarez does very well against boxers who come forward. If you fight in a pressure style fight against Canelo, he's going to whoop your ass. And most likely, he's probably going to put your ass to sleep. Now, where Canelo has problems, and like I said, at times, Canelo looks like he has great footwork and great upper body movement, but other times he looks very slow and it looks like he has ankle weights on, is when he fights defensive fighters who move around the ring well, who have very good footwork. And we saw this in a bout versus Floyd Mayweather, where Floyd Mayweather completely outclassed Canelo. I thought that Canelo fought the wrong type of fight versus Mayweather. Oscar de la Hoya messed around and gave him a fucked up blueprint. I think that Canelo should have fought in a more brawler type of style. I don't think that he would have won that fight, but he would have made it far more competitive. You know, he tried to outbox Mayweather, and that wasn't going to happen. Against Erislandy Lara, another fighter with good defense and good footwork, he had a lot of problems in that fight, but I think that he learned from the fight with Mayweather, and he used that experience and applied it against Lara, where you saw him pressure Lara, and he was far more effective in this fight. This was a close fight that could have gone either way, but Canelo ended up winning. And in his last fight versus Amir Khan was giving Canelo problems for a couple rounds with his footwork. But eventually, Canelo massacred Amir Khan. That was a devastating knockout. Amir Khan was left with permanent brain damage after that fight. I think he's now talking about trying to fight Conor McGregor in a UFC fight. So you know he's fucking tripping. He probably sees shit that isn't there, you know, talking to ghosts and shit. Pinche ghost whisperer, cabrón. As far as who I have winning this fight, I've got Canelo Alvarez taking this. Liam Smith's pressure style is not going to do well against Canelo. Like I said, Canelo does well against fighters who come forward, and that's what Beefy does. I also told you, Beefy has problems with his defense. So Canelo's going to catch him with big shots. And even though Beefy has great conditioning and a solid chin, eventually those big shots are going to break his ass down. So yeah, that's my pick. I got Canelo Alvarez taking this. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you see winning this fight? And after Canelo Alvarez becomes the WBO champion, who do you want to see him in the ring with? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on out.